welcome to another episode of Fork You on Exotica TV. I'm your host.
Hey, Jay.
I'm your host, Jay. That's me. Hey, Dan.
Hey, Jay.
What's up?
Fork You.
No, Fork You, man. I've had enough of your shit.
Spoon you too, bitch.
Oh, man. We've been apart for 54 days, something like that, Dan. And,
sad.
you know, I miss you, buddy.
I miss you too. But I get to see your smiling face more now than I used to.
Every goddamn day. Every day, at least 5 days a week, and we're here doing Exotica TV. And do you realize that this is like our third episode of Fork You? Third or fourth?
Our third. And actually, our Fork You episodes are like destroying it. We had Brandy Love and her black bean soup on. We had April O'Neil frosting her birthday cake on. And we have a very special guest joining us from the great White North today.
Wow, you talk lately?
I know, I'm having problems today. I don't know what it is.
It's because you haven't started drinking yet today.
No, you know why? It's because I'm very distracted by what we're seeing. So we're gonna bring her in, and I'll give people two guesses why I'm distracted.
Yep.
Ladies and gentlemen, you guys know her as a huge sports fan, just crazy at our shows. The very boobalicious Miss Taylor Stevens. What's up, Tay?
Hey, hey Tay.
So there's the reasons why, Jay, I'm stammering.
Seriously, I knew it. I'm just glad that the rest of the world knows it now too. So what's up, Tay? Happy Canadian Day.
Not much. Yeah. Wanted to share some of the Great White North with you guys. Canadian style. We're polite. Got to share with everybody.
They are great and they are white.
So let's see the best things to come out of Canada.
Maple syrup.
Listen, wait a second. We don't even want to go there. Vermont
beats
the crap out of Canadian maple syrup any day, but we won't fight about that.
Let's not fight. We're polite. We don't fight in Canada.
Right. Okay.
I mean, I'm not a huge Rush fan or Bryan Adams for that matter. Dude, or Bare Naked Ladies.
Rush is a national treasure.
Or
ketchup chips. Those are Canadian. People die for those.
What are they?
Lay's ketchup chips.
Oh, you know what? I've had those.
the all dressed ones.
Yeah, but Dan,
yes.
I can name one thing that I know you love about Canada. Poutine.
I do love. I love these poutine.
Yep.
I don't think I've actually had like true Canadian poutine though. Really,
I'll take you one time. It's so good.
Coming to our 6th episode of Fork You, poutine.
Poutine.
So the French way.
What do we got? What do we got going on today? What's on tap?
So, as you know, guys, I do a ketogenic lifestyle, right? I used to be 300 pounds. I lost 180 pounds in 2006. 13 months.
That's crazy.
Ketogenic
blows my
lifestyle,
mind.
lots of exercise. But so what I usually do is on football Sundays when I'm watching the Patriots win consistently, right? I have a prime rib.
Giants.
Just keep twisting the knife. Just twist the knife.
Giants.
It feels good.
Giants have won. I mean, it's okay because the Giants beat the Patriots both times. So let's continue.
He's still speechless. Go ahead.
And I love to eat some good meat. So I'm making a prime rib and a cauliflower mash, which is an alternative, obviously, to potatoes. And I love it a lot. It's really good.
Oh, wait. So you were doing keto back in 2006?
I was doing it way before anyone knew it was keto.
She did it before it was cool.
That's great. So wait, was it the Atkins back then, or was it keto back then?
I mean,
South Beach diet back then?
They called it there was the Atkins, but I didn't follow that way. I always actually ate ketogenic, which is not just meat. It's everyone thinks it's just meat, but it's not. It's meat and vegetables. It's under 20 grams of carbs. If you're just starting, it's actually very simple, and I'm so thankful that I found something that I could adapt to so easily because I love to eat. I do. I was 300 pounds, 5'4", 300 pounds. I know how to eat. And so when I had to, I'm 5'4", 300. I was posing in Voluptuous magazine then, XL Girls magazine then. I was plumper of the month. I loved being a bigger girl, but when I was pre-diabetic, I had to put my health first. So then I decided, and you know me, I'm very determined. So somebody tells me I need to do something, bing, bang, boom, done. I do it.
And I'm in a previous life, I was a magazine editor.
In a previous life, he was a BBW too.
Yes, and an editorial director, and we owned actually Voluptuous magazine, and I remember you being in it. It just clicked. I just remembered it.
No, and that's I remember during that change or whatever, I remember Tay before, and then I saw her or re-met her, I think, at an Exotica Expo, and I'm like, how the hell? What?
But you don't remember
what's
her.
so different?
Yeah, but you never saw her when she was 300 pounds, though.
No, I had since then gone back into, and looked up the old school photos too.
I always tell people, just search Taylor Stevens fat on the internet and my before and after comes up. Because like everyone's like, where can I see it? Like, and I can't really show them when I'm on live webcam all the time, right? So I just like go search Taylor Stevens fat and you'll see it. And it was one of the hardest things I ever had to do aside from beating cancer, but it was tough, and I'm so thankful for it because I'm healthy and I can still eat everything that I love. Like I can find a healthier version of pretty much anything. Especially starting with cauliflower mash.
Dan, she's taking your job. That's it.
I know, cauliflower mash.
She just took the.
I make it all the time, so I'm curious to see how she's going to make it. And with cauliflower mash, we also have some prime rib, right?
Prime rib. Get that meat. We need a good. Every girl needs a good, thick piece of meat, right? So,
especially in this meat shortage.
Yes.
Especially, well, look. Listen, we're all getting fatter. We're all getting like a little bit thicker, but like this is all keto, so it's healthy. So don't even worry about eating meat, ladies. Eat meat.
Eat the meat, ladies. Did you hear that? Hold on a second. I've got to go get my wife. I need her to hear this.
So I guess we're going to start with the cauliflower mash, right? So you want to start that stuff probably boiling or?
Yes. So what happens is like you can always buy, that pre-made cauliflower mash, but it's always full of preservatives and crap. And I hate that crap because I like to make stuff that's like my own. So what we've got, you chop up the cauliflower, right? But I know it's annoying and it gets everywhere, but it's important. So chop it all up, healthy, no other ingredients, just the cauliflower, guys, just the cauliflower. And then obviously put it to boil. I'm not going to try not to burn myself.
But that's
doesn't
always
everyone
fun
wear a
when people
bikini when they're cooking? Or is it just Canadians?
Probably. I think it's a little bit everyone. I think my kids say they know when I'm cooking because they can hear me say shit at least 3 times when I'm cooking a meal.
Canadians, I heard Canadians don't swear though, so.
Oh, fuck, we do. Yeah, we do.
Okay.
We swear a lot.
Just clearing that up.
So we put it and we let it. Oh, I'm not supposed to. Okay, sorry.
Uh-oh.
All right, so we're going to let that boil even more. And
shit.
I didn't know we were allowed to swear. I didn't know.
Oh, no. You can totally say shit.
You can fuck shit, cock balls.
Okay.
You can say fuck.
Okay.
We've even had people say cunt, but.
Yep, you can say whatever you'd like to.
I know a few people that I would like to call that, but I'm too nice for that shit.
We cannot show nipples. That's the only thing we can't do.
So we've got the cauliflower now boiling on the stove. We're going to mash that up later. So now what we do is we take a good,
look at that meat.
big, thick piece of meat. Okay. Make sure you take care of the meat. It's really important. Leave it at room temperature for a while. It's important to have a prime rib at room temperature. Trust me, I eat a lot of meat. So, and fat down. Okay, so you're going to take it and the fat down. So what I do anyway,
treat your meat well. Let it thaw out.
Treat your meat right. So I'm going to put on some gloves, which a lot of people forget to do these days. Stay clean, guys. Stay safe.
So, Tay, when you're handling meat, do you always wear gloves?
No. I like it raw sometimes.
Yeah, and definitely don't, when you're rubbing the meat, don't slap it like that before, because that would hurt.
Just flick the tip of it.
If you're bad, I will bend you over and spank you. So what I do is I add some steak spice to the butter. Okay? And we shake it up really, 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 really good.
Wait, how do you shake it?
Really, 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 really good.
Okay. Yes, that's really, really good. Wait, can you come closer? We can't see it.
I want you to know about that. So I just said a boot. Get it?
A boot.
A boot. It's all the boots.
Mix the butter up with the seasoned salt, which is steak spice pretty much. And what you do is you just take a big glob, like a nice big glob of cream.
Oh, yeah. Lather it on.
Stick it on there.
Dude, that's how much butter is that?
Oh, enough. Enough to get you into ketosis.
How many sticks of butter is that? Seriously, is that like a whole tub of butter? I think.
No, it could be. It's all gonna melt right for the au jus, but it's about half of a small thing of butter. So we slather it on, use your gloves and get in really good. Get that meat covered.
Yeah, massage that meat, baby.
Make sure. No, it's fine. Make sure you cover
Jay,
every
we need
spot. Make sure you cover every
This
spot.
is the coolest thing I have
Get
ever
it
seen.
all lathered up. So the
make
rule
sure,
of
make sure you
thumb,
get the tip.
Don't forget the
everything.
balls.
And the balls. Get in there. Make sure it's covered. Get the fat.
Fat down.
So the rule-
Don't forget.
Fat down.
Yes.
All right, so that's about a 4-pound piece of meat, right?
5. This one's 5. So basically, the rule of thumb, or the rule of boobs, is 5 pounds. So what we do, okay, it's all lathered up.
Oh, it's
All
lathered.
right, let me get rid of this.
It's about what, an hour per pound.
So for 5 pounds, we bake it at. Ooh, I got all covered.
Oh, she made a mess.
I made a mess.
Wah, wah,
I don't mind
wah.
messing, for the record. So let me just wash my hands, Canadian style. So basically, the rule of thumb with the prime rib is.
Now, do you guys, when you guys wash your hands up there, do you guys sing like "Oh Canada" instead of "Happy Birthday"?
No, we wash our hands with maple syrup. You didn't see my video, you got to see it. It's ridiculous. Anyways, so for 25 minutes at 500 degrees, we are going to bake the prime rib, and then we are going to turn the oven off and let it sit for about 3 hours because we want it to stay juicy and tender. And I like it really pink, so I'm sure you guys love the pink.
Soak in its
So
own
we'll-
juices.
Let it soak in its own juices and marinate. So
it
that's
gets
what
nice
we're
and
doing.
moist.
We're waiting for the cauliflower to boil. Get
Alright,
it
so
moist.
We got
and
plenty. We got plenty of time.
We got plenty of time.
Plenty
Yeah,
to
we got
talk
plenty of
about.
time. So, all right, so you've been keto for basically 14 years, 13 years
Yeah.
now. So,
Yeah.
and you originally wanted just to lose weight, and then you got cancer. What year was it you got cancer again? Jesus.
So when I didn't want to lose the weight, to be honest, but because I was very comfortable being a BBW and I was very scared. A lot of people don't know this, is that when I started in this industry, I was big, so I was instantly successful. I was surprised. Honestly, at that point, I was like, what, a big girl like me is this successful? I can't believe there's a market for, when you have insecurities and stuff like that.
Sure.
So when the doctor said to me, Taylor, you're 5'4", you're 300 pounds, you're pre-diabetic. And I said, he's like, you got to lose the weight. And can you believe that my thought wasn't my health. My thought was, what am I going to do now with work? Am I going to lose my business? I'm so scared, but obviously health first, because it is what it is. And I just had to hope and pray that after losing the weight, I would still, have my fan base. And luckily I have a charming personality. So I kept 90% of my fans, and I say 90 because there's that 5% that were really kind that said, unfortunately, you're just not my type.
Not my thing
and I
anymore.
got that. But I gained a new niche. I gained a whole plethora of fans as well. But then there was that 5% that's like, I can't wait for her to gain that weight back.
How did you manage to lose that weight and not lose any of the boob? Like it's amazing.
Very important question. Very asked question quite a lot. I did lose. I was a 42
Jay,
triple J.
I'm just taking a
Triple
stab
J.
in it.
You got the idea.
I'm taking
Triple
a stab in
J.
the dark. They're not real. Well, they're
They're
real
what
fucking.
you want them to be.
They're real fucking big.
That's the right answer.
They're exactly what you want them to be. But I was a 42 triple J. My thighs were really big. My stomach was really big. So, I had a lot of excess skin. Like, I'm not going to, I don't want to sugarcoat shit. You know what I mean? Like, when you lose an exorbitant amount of weight, you're going to have scars for it. But I'm healthy and I'm happy and I'm
Which is the most important thing. And you and I have a similar kind of story. I do not have triple J boobs, or did never.
They're H. They're double H now.
But
They're double H.
I am a cancer survivor. So go team cancer survivors. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
What cancer did you have?
I had Burkitt's lymphoma when I was a wee lad, when I was like 9 or 10.
Wow.
And given like a 50% chance of survival, and just kind of, I guess I won the coin flip, and
Well, look at you surviving and shit.
Yeah, no, man, it's and there's a lot of us, it's cancer's a crazy fucking thing, and I tell everybody it is the best, and once you recover from it, it's the greatest thing that'll ever happen to you.
Absolutely.
It's hard to picture, but you got to get through it. But once you're through it,
it's something that unless you've lived it, you can't really put it into words. I try.
Yeah.
Like I did all this to be healthy, right, in 2006. So for me to get diagnosed with cancer, so Christmas Eve 2010, this is a funny story. I was at GlamourCon earlier in November in LA signing, and I had a lot of chest pains. I didn't know what's going on. Big misconception. I just wanted to mention. People think because I have big boobs that I had breast cancer.
Right.
That's just, sometimes people don't, they just correlate the two, but that's not what happened. So I had really bad chest pains. I was in the middle of GlamourCon, almost with like Wendy and Jordan Carver, and I was signing, and then I had so much chest pains. I was rushed to the hospital there in Long Beach, California. I mean, I'll keep it light, but anyway, they took me through all these tests, and they basically said I did have a tumor, but it's benign, and that I just needed to go home to Canada and get it removed. So I was like, okay, no problem. At least it's benign. I'll go home. But they said you'll have a scar from here all the way up. And I was like, fuck, are you kidding me? I didn't even think about anything except my career, which is it grounds you a little bit, right?
Yeah.
And then I finally get back to Canada. I see the oncologist, blah, blah, blah. We do all these tests, and he calls me on Christmas Eve. And he says to me,
You need
Taylor,
to drink more maple syrup.
He says to me, good news. You don't have to have, I cannot drink any more than I do maple syrup. But he says to me, Taylor, he goes, good news. You don't have to have surgery. And I'm like, great. And he's like, but you have cancer. I'm like, really, doctor? And he's like, we need to get you in January 1st. So I had non-Hodgkin's lymphoma.
Mm-hmm. It's a very common type of cancer.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And so I went through 8 rounds of chemotherapy, very publicly. Everyone's seen it. I lost all my hair, 2 months of radiation. Chemotherapy is hell. But so lost all my hair. I was like 80 pounds soaking wet, which was pissed me off because I did a great job at losing the weight and being healthy, very like fit.
Right.
And then I was like that sick kind of cancer weight loss, and I was pissed off. But anyways, so after all of that, I beat cancer too. I didn't tell anyone for like 4 days because I didn't want to ruin Christmas and New Year's for anybody. Right. So I held it to myself and then went through all that, and here I am. And I'll tell you something. I got rid of a lot of people in my life, and I knew who mattered the most after that. Yep. So I know I love to have fun, and I stay positive, and that's why I've won the awards. Hey, you guys, I won Cyber Hustler of the Year for you guys.
Yes, you did. She was a Fanny Award winner.
Winning.
Do you still have your
web celebrity? So,
do you still have your Fanny trophy?
I do. It's upstairs. I do have it. Of course, awesome. I have it all on a mantle.
Didn't break?
There were a few that got busted up.
Mine's behind me somewhere.
No, we just wrap it in my boobs, and that way it stays safe.
One of mine's behind me. We just made some for ourselves just for being awesome.
Dan won Stunt Cock of the Year.
I did. So I have my one fanny there, and I have my other fanny somewhere else around here. But yeah, they were just like. But I mean, they actually survived your statues. It's amazing.
Before we get off it, it's a really awesome, cancer survivor story. And one thing I will say is it makes you realize what you should really worry about in life. Like I have this argument all the time with like, especially my significant other where, somebody gets bent over, buying the wrong Windex or like, not getting to empty the dishwasher. It's like, yeah, that's just not stuff you should like. Yeah, I'm not saying like, live like a pig, but I am saying recognize like, what's important and what things are worth getting upset about and what things aren't,
Exactly. That's what it taught me so much. And then people always ask me on cam, you're so positive and bubbly and energy and you have so much energy. And I'm like, I don't think about it. I just think about all I want to portray is a positive attitude because I've been in the worst place.
You've been in the shit.
And I know that
right.
I've been in the shit. So we got to get out of that shit and you got to dance with that shit. So I'm on cam bouncing this shit. And it's great because it makes other people smile. And it gave inspiration and hope. Like when I lost all my hair as a model, I'm like, oh God, what am I going to do? And I had one choice. Don't give up. Yep. Like that was my only option. So I got a wig. I threw it on. I still went to the EXXXOTICA conventions in Miami.
Remember. Yep.
I still went. And I still cammed, and I didn't want to believe I was sick, and so because of that, I kept going and kept pushing. So I try to stay positive
and you've been,
an unkind world sometimes.
And you've been clean now for how many years? Is it
with almost
yeah.
this?
Cancer
so
free?
this December. It will be 10 years since I was diagnosed. 8 years cancer-free.
And that's usually and that's awesome. And that's usually the 10-year window is usually,
Yeah.
right?
Yes, I'm excited. Sorry.
Just as long as you stay bouncing for a long time to come. That's all that
I will not stop. I will not let anyone stop the bounce.
Cool.
Ever.
Please
no one
don't.
will stop my bounce.
And speaking of awards, also on a good note too. I mean, you also won an AVN award for the biggest web celebrity too, right?
Yes, I won AVN Biggest Web Celebrity. I won Live Cam Awards Hall of Fame. I won for my website Best Cam Girl. Apparently, lately I've been winning Queen of Bounce, and I don't know if I'm allowed to say it.
I wonder why.
Something Queen. When you put something in there.
Oh, okay.
Wait.
Yes, you
Wait,
can say
we
that,
say
right?
titty fucking, Jay? We can say
Wait, hold on a second.
Oh,
Let me
okay.
check with the producers. Yep, we're a go for titty fucking.
No, titty fuck Queen.
Yes.
Wait, hold on. Yep.
Everything
Titty
is
fucking.
safe in here, right? This is a coronavirus-free zone.
Seriously.
Actually, I just heard from upstairs. They prefer it being called masturbating between the boobs.
It is National Masturbation Month, right? So
It is?
keep your meat safe, guys.
I
Keep
thought
your
it
meat
was-
Wait, you know
safe.
what? I just figured it out, Jay. This whole Corona thing, it was all a ploy just to keep everybody in their house to masturbating so the webcam companies can make more money.
Well, they got me, Dan. They
Well-
got me.
Next thing you're going to tell me is that, April was sponsored by Budweiser.
Oh my God.
Grey Goose.
Come out of this thing 20 pounds heavier and with a slight
So-
drinking problem.
All right.
Now,
Let's talk some sports because
Cheers. What a good segue.
I know
Bam.
before we
I'm
went
gonna
on the
steal your
air,
job, Cam.
Taylor was like fucking with me about my Giant shit in the background. She's a Patriots fan. Tommy Terrific went down to Tampa Bay, so I hope you're happy about that.
We'll be fine. We have Bill Belichick. We're good.
Who's your quarterback though? I forgot.
I like Stidham. I think he's going to be great.
Who?
If Bill Belichick wanted to draft a quarterback, he would. He doesn't like the shiny things, right? He likes to grab what we need is defense. And so we got defense. We lost so many defensive players. And now we're getting defense. That's what we need. And a kicker, obviously, that's what we need. That's what we need. But we don't need a quarterback.
And offense. And we need offense, but that's what we need. But you also left your. So I'm a Giants fan. We got your special teams coach. So yeah, us. It's been a tough bunch of years, but you're also a big sports bettor. So
Yes.
I mean, what are you doing right now? Because there's really no sports to bet on.
I'm so pissed off. The last thing I remember betting is Mexican soccer. I swear. I'm so pissed off. I did a show for the NFL draft, but when they canceled March Madness, I was devastated because I'm going to Vegas, March Madness. It's so much fun. So I did the NFL draft. So right now I'm doing future bets, like Patriots to win their division, plus 110. Definitely take that. Patriots to win over 8.5 games. Take that. Easy money. And the reason why I say it is because they adjusted that line because of Tom Brady, right? And if you think back to last year's failures, right? And you think about what were people talking about? Were they talking about how great Tom Brady was? No, they were talking about our defense. So defense wins championships. So I'm not worried about the Patriots. I think it's a gross misadjustment to the line. Sorry, I keep talking about sports. I'm not, listen, I have
that's
3 older
okay.
brothers.
You're mesmerizing.
You know
me.
your shit. No, you know your shit for sure. And we actually have to. When sports kicks back in, we're gonna do it. We got to do a betting show, so we got to get somebody to give us money.
Step
Give us
one.
money.
Step one. Give us money.
Give us money.
Step two.
We will make you a sponsor.
Me and Rochelle always go back and forth because she's a Giants fan and I'm a Patriots fan, so we always fuck around with each other. She's so much fun.
EXXXOTICA.tv, presented by what's the
Bovada.
sports bets online or whatever.
Bovada or FanDuel.
FanDuel. Yeah. I want a little.
Bovada.
I want a little FanDuel money.
The bookies are struggling right now because bookies make their money off the juice, so they're like, wait, there's no sports.
Dan, do you find yourself just your head getting closer and closer? Like they just keep...
The motorboat.
I motorboat myself.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
Imagine if we had 3D EXXXOTICA.tv 3D.
I like it.
That would be good shit.
We do.
how's
It's
your
called
cauliflower over there,
real
by the way?
life, by the way. We
It's
actually
getting there.
we hold this little thing called the Exotica Expo, and as soon as they
favorite.
as soon as they tell us we can do it, then Exotica 3D will be back in session.
I know. I was so looking forward to being in Chicago for the 10th anniversary. I'm like, I'm going to this one. I finally, I went through a little bit, lost somebody in my family, and so that's why I hadn't attended the last 2 Exoticas. And then now I was like, kind of, she was suffering, so she sent me like, it's time, like, she was suffering, she's in peace, now go, Taylor, go. And I know that's what she would want, so I was like, okay, now I'm gonna go. And then Corona hits.
Corona. Welcome,
hey,
Corona.
And guess what? Then you got murder hornets coming too.
You got what?
Yeah, I heard about.
Oh, murder hornets. What is this? What are these things real?
Dude, 2020 is a year of being punked.
I know, right? Look how we started the year. Kobe passed away. May he rest in peace. The Australian wildfires. Like, I remember
by the way, is anybody actually surprised by any of this? Like, does it really surprise you that in today's day and age, like, we're dealing with this shit? No, not at all.
Well, I'm not surprised by it. You know what? You know what's funny that surprises me is how ignorant people are when this stuff when something like this happens. It's really up to us to kind of try to stop it. And yet there's beaches full of people thinking it's made up. Like, I don't know the truth. I just know that I've got a nursing home, like, very close to me, and, like, 45 people are dead. So I don't think that it's fake.
It's not right.
It's obviously happening, So I just think that sometimes people don't like what they don't understand. And then some people, they just want to be against something. They just want to fight against something.
There's an entire political group in our country that just wants to be against things. So that's just that's the way it works.
This was all it's all biological weapons.
It was grown in a lab in China.
We're overreacting.
They didn't want to accept help from the United States because they thought that it was a man-made weapon or whatnot. And I'm just thinking, people are dying, guys. Like, I always say one thing, and it's very simple, but most people don't get it. Just be mindful. Yeah. Be mindful of others. Think before you speak. Yeah. I understand. Like, I'm online like 80 hours a week on webcam, right? So on camwote.com, but that's my main site now. And so I'm online all the time, and you're always being watched. There is no privacy. So sometimes it's hard to put a smile when you're inundated with a lot of just ignorance, right? But you've got to just push back and smile and say, okay, I'm sorry that you feel that way. But let's keep it moving. Let's keep it bouncing.
Yeah, totally. There's enough downer shit in this world that and what's nice is obviously you're tasked with bringing a smile to people's face, and not hard to do while I'm sitting here looking. That's the positive side of it.
Here's a question for you. So you're in Canada. What is Canada's perception of the United States right now and Trump?
So I don't like to get into politics because we don't have a president. However, we don't like what's happening in the U.S. It's scary, and I don't want to speak on Trump because then I'll just get like death threats in my mailbox. But like what I'm trying to say is there's a better way to handle it. For instance, your stimulus, because we all need to be stimulated, right? But our premier, our prime minister, gives us, those who work, are employed, they give you $2,000 a month, and you guys are only getting one $1,200 payment. That's taxable, I think, or you have to pay. I'm not sure all the details.
No, it's not taxable.
And some of them aren't even being distributed until like September. So like, what do you do for $1,200? Like,
Pinky, stop. Sorry, that's my dog. She sees a squirrel and that's it. She's a terrier, so that's natural.
Dan does the same thing.
I do. I bark at dogs.
Don't do that. So one day I saw, and I know that different coverage, Fox and CNN cover different shit and they have their own agendas, but I saw people fighting for the papers to sign up for unemployment, So that shit really bothers me because it feels like you guys deserve better. And like, I'm thankful to be a Canadian.
Yep.
I lived in Las Vegas for 4 years though. So like, I'm not, I love America as well, but you got to treat.
I don't see you wearing a Las Vegas bikini top. So.
Well, I was wearing an American one. Listen, I'm dual. I'm Canadian. I'm like Nikki Benz, Canadian American. So they like it both ways. Yeah. That's good. There's that segue right there. But no, so I feel that Americans should be treated a lot better than they're being treated. It is a pandemic, and it's just it's just, I feel like people ask me about voting and are they going to vote for Trump? And I feel this. I feel that Trump will get reelected because when in the middle of fear, which is I think what people want, people don't like change in the middle of fear. So who are you going to trust? Another person or are you going to trust a person that's been there for the last 4 years? So I don't really know about politics in America.
Good. That's my political fill for the day. I don't even need to turn the news on. We're going to go the opposite direction. So you said that you work like crazy hours on cam, like all the time. With this quarantine, do you kind of just feel like it's just another like 5 weeks for you, or like, I mean, or 6 weeks, or how long it's been, like, or do you feel shut in?
This is this is crazy because I'm already, I've won awards for webcamming, so I'm on every Pornhub Live, Streammate, like Camwate, every site. I'm the first person they see. I'm their first point of contact, and I'm a very hard worker. I have a very strong work ethic. So I'm online usually already 40 hours a week. Now I'm online 80 hours a week, and it is and I always speak about mental health because it's so fucking important. But it's very mentally taxing because now. I don't mean to be, rude, but the troll per hour, or as I say, idiot per hour ratio has gone up.
Right.
So like, I have thick skin. I had thick skin. Literally, like when I was fat, I was too fat. Skinny, you're too skinny. Oh, you're ugly, I have a big nose. Anything they could say about me, right? But now I'm hearing it just a lot more. Yeah. So it's like, and I'm trying to be positive. There's just a lot more negative people, So to that point though, which is very important, so we are not opening anything really yet here in Canada, but they opened our garden centers, and I have a very important theory about that. They opened the garden centers because my brother's a police officer and one's a lawyer, family law. Divorce rates are spiking, domestic violence rates are spiking, and homicides are spiking. So basically, when you get married, I guess I'm not married, I've been single forever, but when you get married, you don't expect to spend that much time with somebody. So like now they're forced to stay at home with each other. So our premier decided to open the garden centers, which I think is fantastic. Right. Because now the wives can go garden, or the men, but the wives can go garden and the men can come on cam and bounce with me. So I don't have to worry about it, and they don't have to be angry.
I knew there was a backdoor reason for this.
Don't you like the backdoor?
She takes it both ways, ladies and gentlemen.
A good backdoor. So anyways, that's what's happening here in Canada.
Very nice.
Man. So she's checking the cauliflower.
Check.
A little bit more.
A little bit more?
Yeah. It's got to get really soft. I don't like it soft, just for the record. I like it hard. But
Cauliflower, you mean soft, Jay. Jay, have you ever had cauliflower mashed?
As you may know, I am not a giant vegetable eater, and the idea of mashed cauliflower kind of puts me off.
Dude, it tastes like potatoes. It tastes like mashed potatoes if you make it right,
Texture.
which I'm sure Tay is.
Okay.
Dude, you can't. I bet you wouldn't even tell. I could feed you cauliflower mash and you would like it.
I will eat anything that Tay wants to feed me.
I'm gonna call your better half and just tell them.
Thank God for my wife, because if I'd probably be like 10 or 15 pounds down on this quarantine if it wasn't for her. So I'm gonna blame my fat ass on her.
Jay's bad. He sends me, they released a DoubleTree cookie recipe. And Jay sends me the DoubleTree cookie recipe. So we make the DoubleTree cookies here at my house.
And
then Jay says,
"Oh my God, they're so
good." Then it got worse. because Jay's there. Oh, you know what you got to do, dude? Well, first off, each cookie is like 3 tablespoons.
Yeah,
they're huge. I mean, they're ginormous, right?
Well, we like ginormous. Yes. I thought.
But then Jay's there. Oh, dude, you got to get some good vanilla ice cream and put it between 2 cookies.
That's why I'm a fat ass.
Make a chipwich.
Thank you very much.
This thing was fucking ridiculous.
You can get sugar-free ice cream,
No, I know. You can get the coconut, the keto, like the Enchanted.
You can get alcohol-free beer too, but I mean, at what point? Like,
you know what? That's a good point.
I've been through all that shit. I went from making chicken parm with fucking, because you can't have breadcrumbs. You got to use pork rinds. So I would freeze pork rinds, grind those up, and that would become your breadcrumbs.
I can find a healthy version of anything except bananas. Stop making fun of me.
She hasn't stopped moving for this whole time.
It's like, bounce me, Jay.
You wonder why she weighs like 90 pounds, because she literally she'd be running.
Seriously. So I lift every day when I'm on cam. It's like, so my arms are. Woo! So I'm like, boom.
Do you work out a ton, or is it kind of like natural at this point, or what's your deal?
When I was losing the weight, it was 3 hours of exercise a day, which was 1 hour, 2 hours of cardio. I had an elliptical and like 1 hour with a trainer lifting and stuff. Now I just work out a little bit in the morning, and when I'm on camp, I'm high energy.
Exactly.
I'm high energy on cam though. I'm always bouncing, always all over the place. So I feel like that's good cardio, and I'm good. I can maintain now. Like if you're just starting keto, you stay under 20 carbs, a day. But like I have I can have my leniencies now because now I'm at a point where I'm okay.
I was 21 carbs a day. It sucked.
It did not.
Everything you look. No, it sucked because I got used to it. I did it for like 3 months, and I lost like 34 pounds doing it. Obviously, you can see that didn't really last during the quarantine, but yeah, with double treat
or
double
before
treat
the
cookie
quarantine.
ice cream sandwiches.
Yeah.
Well, that, and you also get high, and then you get high, and then you get the munchies, and that really sucks too.
Do you test your pee?
Huh?
Test your pee? Because I test my pee every day to make sure.
He's tested it. It doesn't taste good.
I've been keto-less now for like 6 months. So, over the 6 months it was gradual. I was maintaining, but like I said, over the quarantine it's just gotten crazy.
All of his hair was growing back. He lost like 150 pounds.
My hair was not growing back. Unfortunately, that doesn't help. And
for people that are on keto though, it's a huge motivator. I know it sounds gross, but you stick that stick in your pee and it turns purple. You're like, fuck yeah, I'm in ketosis. Yeah, let's go. And it just keeps you motivated.
Fuck yeah, I'm not pregnant.
Wait, so what is this? What is this pee on a stick thing?
I have it upstairs, but it's like keto is, and it tests your ketone level. Right. So when you're losing weight, you're burning fat, and what you do is you drink a lot of water. Of course, that's so important. And you pee out your fat. So it measures basically your fat burning level in your pee. So when it turns pink, it's like a trace. But when it turns purple, you are full in ketosis, which means you're not hungry because your body is using stored fat as fuel.
Bro,
so that's how you're losing the weight.
I want to pee on a stick so bad. I think I might go keto. I'm serious. Do you pee on it every time?
Well, you don't.
I do it every morning, and I test at night too because I like to see where I'm at. I'm a Virgo, so I'm OCD.
Me too. Me too. There you go. See, I'm on Amazon right now searching pea stick, and I'm not finding anything.
I'll mail them to you with some Lay's ketchup chips.
Oh yes.
Ketone test strips.
And some maple syrup.
Oh, I don't know about that. Okay, fine. I'll take it.
And by the way, maple syrup is not keto.
Not unless you get
sugar-free, but then it's not real maple syrup.
It is so good though. Just get some calorie-free syrup.
Oh, that stuff is the worst of Walden Farms.
I know, I hate Walden Farms, but for their syrup, they're good. They're Smuckers too.
It gives you the poops.
It does.
It does not give me the poop. I don't poop ever, guys.
Do you get to poop on a stick?
No!
A corn dog.
Just stir it around.
Oh my god! No pooping on a stick, guys.
Oh my! This is Exotica TV.
Two things that happen on Exotica TV every episode, by the way, Tay. One of us will make a poop joke.
Yep.
Two.
It's only because Vivid Radio has us host, and they never let us make poop jokes, so we just let them fly on Exotica TV.
And number two is Jay. Jay will always make fun of me.
Yep.
And I actually said before we came on tonight, I said, Jay, let's try a little social experiment here. Let's see if we can go an entire episode of not making fun of each other.
And what did I say?
And I held my bargain.
What did I say?
What did you say? You made fun of my lack of hair.
No, I told you right off the bat when you said, don't pick on me. I said, no, that's a deal breaker.
You did not.
It is.
The one thing that I always say, and I make this joke, it's really funny, but like, with all the Lysol and stuff, so I say to all my fans, I'm fully stacked. I've got Lysol on my racks are fully stacked, you guys. So anyone needs a Lysol wipe, I've got it for you.
Hey, I
have 3 dogs, so I always have seen people fight for toilet paper. I'm like, I always have toilet paper, Febreze, Lysol wipes. I got 3 dogs.
I'm staring at a case of toilet paper in the corner if you want to trade.
Are you hoarding?
No, I'm good.
Not hoarding. I was just smart about toilet paper.
She's in Canada.
Why toilet paper?
It's just some fucking stupid U.S. thing. It literally, like, at no point has anybody gone without toilet paper here. But for some reason, it just goes to show you that, like, the ball starts rolling downhill. And like this country's out of control. It's
I
like
agree.
one person went on Twitter and was like, "Bro, I heard there's going to be a shortage of toilet paper," and then all of a sudden, like,
And then you have to buy toilet paper.
yeah, and then everybody's out there buying literally like truckloads of it.
I know people that don't have to, that basically were going to stores from town to town trying to find a roll of toilet paper because they had no toilet paper.
Ridiculous.
I also know people that were going
what's
town to
funny
town and buying toilet paper out of places and then trying to sell it. That shit's fucked up.
That's because
people did that with Lysol here. They were trying to price gouge people and do it with Lysol wipes. But like our toilet paper thing, it was never really
You got maple
that big of
trees.
an issue. But what I wondered was, when I went shopping, there's no toilet paper, there's no hand sanitizer, but there's so much fucking soap on the shelves. So I'm thinking, guys, why aren't you buying soap? Hand sanitizer is not meant to be soap.
Wash your hands, man.
Hand sanitizer is in place of soap.
That's for lazy fucking people. You know what? The guys at Bad Dragon though sent us hand sanitizer. They with their lube.
Ooh,
They
very good.
They made hand sanitizer, and they sent us a few bottles of it. So thank you to the Bad Dragon guys. And actually, they're giving away hand sanitizer with toys.
Yeah.
So that's our alcohol companies our distilleries are now making hand sanitizer as well for Canadians because it's scarce, right? PPE is very hard to find, and so.
But we're doing flyovers with the Navy, so we got that. We're saluting the medical personnel by spending millions of dollars to fly planes over major cities. But don't worry about the face masks. You don't really need those.
No, they don't need face masks. They just need us to have a big show, and it's crazy. They need to be inside with protective gear, taking care of our elderly and our vulnerable.
All right, so I'm steering away from politics again, and I have another.
Let's go back to cauliflower. Cauliflower's ready.
Yeah.
Drum roll, please. Drum roll.
The cauliflower's ready. Is it mushy yet?
It's almost mushy.
All right, good.
It's not mushy.
It's like.
So
I don't even want to go there. Actually, I was gonna say something really bad, but I don't like
flaccid
mushy cauliflower.
cauliflower.
You don't like? She doesn't like mushy cocks in her mouth.
Mushy-
Jay. How about
mushy
you,
cauliflower.
Jay? Do you like a nice mushy cock in your mouth?
No, I prefer much harder. Yeah. So Tay, here's my question for you, because you're in an interesting position where not only are you performing an adult and really are an adult performer, but you're also heavily on the webcam side of it, and it's been really interesting over the years. And it's funny that you say like 2006 was when you kind of had your crazy transformation. That was the same year we started the Exotica Expo. One of the things that we've seen over the years is obviously the rise in webcams and webcam models. And I mean, you go back to the beginning and My Free Cams had a 10 by 10 booth with like 3 girls sitting in it. Now you go to the show and it's like 50 by 50 booth with 150 girls in it. It's one of the things that's interesting from an outside perspective is the difference between adult performers and webcam models. And so there are some that kind of do both and cross over. But one of the interesting things is the adult performers are very used to meeting fans and being out in public and in real life, right? And webcam models often do it from the comfort of their home, and when they come to Exxxotica, it's often, their first time kind of going out in public, in real life with this type of thing. What differences do you see kind of walking on both sides of that fence? Do you find, I mean, obviously you're probably accustomed to the in real life stuff just as much, but do you see the same thing?
I do. I was very, I remember like I've been on webcam, and I always wanted this opportunity, which Exxxotica gives, which is great, is that for fans to see that I'm the same person on camera as I am off camera. Mm-hmm. I'm a same bouncy, fun person in person too. And for a fan to be able to come to a place like Exxxotica and meet somebody that they never thought they could. Like every time I'm on cam, I'm always like, they're like, how can I meet you? And you never know if they want to meet you or if they just want to meet you.
Right.
So I'm like, well, I go to conventions, I go to Exxxotica, and I always mention it because, and Exxxotica is the most fun convention, and I'm not just saying that because Exxxotica is so casual and fun, and everybody can just be themselves. There's no judgment. And I did Exxxotica with Team Texas last time. It was so much fun. She did the twerk contest. So I always tell my fans, come meet me. I want them to come meet me. I'm not like my fans are generally the ones that actually have the balls to come up and meet me are very kind. They're great. And it's really nice to actually put a face to the name for them and for me.
Right.
You know, there's some really great guys out there that it's nice to meet. Sometimes it's awkward, and I want them to don't feel shy with me. You know, it's okay. Like back to your point about the adult industry models that work, you know, in actual on film sets doing like hardcore and stuff. It's a little bit tougher for them in the webcam world because their fans are used to seeing them, you know, in films, you know, and that's why I find I kind of feel for them a little bit because their fans are like, just like me, they'll tell me like squirt or like show asshole or show anus. And we're just like, we're human beings, right. But you know, for girls that have done hardcore films, the fans automatically expect that that's what they're going to see when they're on webcam. But right. A webcam version of a porn star is different.
It's a totally different thing.
Yeah. So I feel like that guys need to understand that these are also, we're human beings. We've got big tits. Yes. We've got nice asses. Yes. But we're also human beings. So the transition is different.
Right.
Did somebody actually say, show me your anus?
Yeah. Oh, I keep screenshots.
No, I'm saying they actually use the word anus.
Yes.
I'm going to do, you know, like how they do like a meme tweet? I've got like a meme, I screen cap everything.
Oh
it's
my God.
Crazy.
That sounds like an episode on EXXXOTICA.tv. I like it.
It does.
Yes, mean things that guys say to webcam girls, like, oh, every day, all day. So I try to let it go and let it slide. But
what's the craziest request you've gotten on webcam?
Oh, that's tough because I get so much, especially now. I don't want to get too graphic. I have a guy that likes me to be, put my hands behind my back and pretend I'm like an amputee because he is an amputee, so I understand it.
Okay.
But I was like thrown
Makes
off
sense.
by that. I have a guy, and I don't like to tell too many secrets, but I have guys that like pretend they use like the dish rack, pretend they're in jail, and that I'm the warden, and I gotta make them work to get out, you know. And then I get a lot of mommy requests, which is fucked up. But anyways, I'm always like, nope, that's not allowed. And then
stepmom is
I'm
good.
like, nope, that's not allowed. I don't break the rules.
Nope.
I do a lot of guys like me to be that I'm better than your wife. You want me more, that type of thing. I've gotten, like, I don't know if I'm allowed to get into how deep but I don't want to but I've had people like, because the cam pops up for you, like in exclusive, you can do cam to cam. So you can show me your camera,
right.
But there's really no warning. So like all the time it's like, bam, dick in my face, bam, dick in my face, bam, dick in my face, right? But I've seen like...
That sounds like a Friday night to you, Jay.
Sounds like Dan's personal life. Yeah,
it's Jay's Friday night.
Not that I don't like dick in my face, but I've seen people like do drugs on camera. One guy rolled around in his own poop. It's just like, I see a lot, and we endure a lot.
Oh, man, I'm sorry. I just couldn't control myself.
A lot of people just like to see me bounce and titty fuck, and that's the fun part. Okay. And also, people love to talk shit about sports with me because they know it gets me riled up, and when I get riled up, obviously I'm more energetic.
Now, did you ever meet like the poop roller or anybody like that at one of our shows?
I did not meet the poop roller, but I did meet a feet guy.
It's Mr. Poop Roller to you.
A foot guy?
I met a foot guy, and that was very interesting. But yeah,
one body part I've never gotten into.
Really? You know what? I don't get it. Like I don't like feet, but I have pretty feet because I always, you know, I mean, I'm a woman.
Everybody says they have pretty feet. And
I
they
do
don't.
though.
Not
even
me.
in this pandemic, I take care of my feet. Even though all the pedicure salons are closed, I still take care of them. But
Jay and our feet look like Fred and Barney.
What?
That's true. I can climb trees with my feet.
No.
I'm not a foot person per se. I like pretty feet, but I'm not like a hey, rub your feet on me kind of guy. Like I can appreciate decent looking feet, but like it's not my main go-to.
You just don't like my feet because they're so big and they make your junk
I'm more
look
of a
so
dick
small.
and balls kind of guy.
Jay doesn't like my feet because they're size 15, so they make his junk look smaller.
Yeah.
I'm a size 7.
Well, see, and that's
the cauliflowers.
Ooh.
Oh, the cauliflower's good. So we're gonna pour it in the sink in the colander.
Don't burn your titties, guys, when you do that.
So spicy.
Does that ever happen to you? Because like I was noticing when you were stirring there,
my
your tits are so close to your fucking pot. You ever burn your titties when you're cooking?
I've gotten some. when I fry my chicken wings, I have gotten hot oil on my titties. But those are the breaks.
You better cover
You
those
gotta
things.
have
Those are your bread and butter.
You get like
those trees are cauliflower.
3rd-degree burns on Exotica TV.
Speaking of butter, so
more butter.
Butter is a staple in my situation. So I love
keto, Jay. Just to educate Jay here. So
like
keto is high protein. I'm sorry, moderate protein, high fat, low carb.
low carb. Yeah. So
butter is good because it's fatty.
Yes, this one is like avocado oil butter, but it really doesn't matter for me. Butter is butter.
Butter.
So butter. So we will take.
It's all about the butter.
And it's all about
Did you watch a lot of Terrence and Phillip up there?
I don't really watch that. So you got to make sure.
With your flopping heads.
Oh, whip it.
Well, in Canada,
Dan,
right?
you got to focus. Look at her grip.
Well, look, just the right one's going. Now switch hands. Stir with the other hand now.
My right hand game is strong.
No, stir with your left hand now.
Oh, see,
Look,
the left one's moving. Yep. See how that
Go
works?
back to the right. Go back to the right.
It really does. It's amazing.
It does, right? Now wait. Now stir with both hands like you're churning butter.
Oh yeah.
See, look at the hip thrust too. It's like she's a pro.
That was good shit.
So anyway.
So you want to get them like nice and mashed, right? Can you show us like?
Get a nice
Can you hold it up so we can see it?
Let's look into it. What do we got going on?
Let's look into it.
We got a creamy texture. I love cream all over. So we mix that up, and what I like to do is I put cheese curds on top of it, and I also throw some bacon bits as well. And it is really a hearty, filling meal.
See, we don't have cheese curds here around here. So Jay, do you like cheese curds?
That's what's in poutine, guys.
Yeah.
I know, we don't have them around here.
Yeah, I do.
So
I like cheese in
this ultimately is the finished product, cheese curds. And we just add a little bit of bacon, or a lot if you like the meat that much. But we add a little bit of bacon on top.
Oh, wait, those are like bacon bits?
Oh, look at that.
I make homemade bacon bits, but then, so that's your cauliflower mash, and it is, you don't know that you're eating cauliflower.
Okay,
I promise.
I'm gonna have to try this out.
I put a little sour cream and a little bit of heavy cream in mine too.
Exactly. You could put sour cream even on top. It's so good. So that's my cauliflower mash. So you have no excuse to not eat your veggies.
And here, Jay, for a fun fact for you, do you know bacon bits?
Yes.
Bacon bits in the little jar there?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know they're actually soy based? There is no bacon in them.
Nuh-uh. That's bullshit.
Yep. I'm telling you, read it. Read the label.
You know what?
Bacon bits. Can you get your bacon bits out? Were those the dry bacon bits?
No, they're not the simulated. They're actual real bacon.
The simulated are soy. They're not bacon.
The simulated are fucked up. I don't ever eat those.
Thank you.
They're gross.
Whenever you have a choice, always choose real bacon.
Real meat, guys. We like our meat.
Seriously.
Meat is so.
Put the fat down, butter it up, and then.
So it's crazy
Butter it
here.
up.
It's crazy here on a weeknight. You're having prime rib too.
Well, I do it. Usually it's Sunday night, Sunday football days. There's like my breakfast, which is bacon and eggs, keto pancakes, and then night prime rib or turkey. That's a normal night for me is prime rib. I love because I work so much. I like to put it in and leave it right. Like it's easier for me not to have to worry about being on the stove so much, right? Like I don't have the time for that. I'm too busy working on my OnlyFans.
She just wants you to put it in and leave it.
Just put your meat in and leave it there.
Yep. Take a nap.
Base.
Maybe wake up. The meat's in you.
Actually, I kind of like it like that's one of my little fetishes. I like it like that. I like it. Like if I'm in a relationship, you can wake me up with your dick. That's no problem. Like if I'm sleeping, just put it in.
Sleepy sex is actually pretty cool.
Morning sex is my favorite, but only doggy, right? Face down. No one wants to smell each other's breath in the morning, right? So face down, ass up, just come in from behind and give it to me good.
So
that's Canadian.
Marry me?
And
no. I totally agree.
I'm Arabic, so born and raised in Canada. But
Lebanese right here. Come on, here we go. Yep.
No.
You guys just want to get a fucking room?
Seriously, you know what, Dan? I'm gonna take you off cam. Where obviously Tay and I were meant for each other.
I'm Middle Eastern. I'm Middle Eastern too.
I grew up on the Canadian border. Does that count? Like
he likes maple syrup too. He's from Vermont.
I like.
Do you
where
like
this is going.
Fish or the Grateful
I
Dead?
like fish. I don't eat fish at all.
No. The band Fish. PHISH.
See,
She's
Oh,
never even heard of Fish.
yeah, she's in Canada. Fish doesn't live up there. They're U.S.
Who's the
Damn it.
Canadian? Who was the Canadian one? Oh, what the hell is the name of that band?
Oh, you're talking about a band.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. The guy that died a couple years ago.
Two.
I hate that you asked me this because now I'm not going to remember it. He died of the lead singer died of cancer a couple years ago. Canadian. They had like a world-ending like concert up in Canada. Tragically Hip.
Tragically hip.
Yes,
right.
T Hip.
Yeah.
254 an eyeball, $1.50 for a beer. That's the song I remember from them.
Yep. T Hip was. They were a
Tragically
huge
Hip.
Canadian band. Those guys were like
Triumph,
bigger than
Triumph, another band from Canada.
Terrence
There was
and
just
Phillips.
there was
Well,
actually a
there's Rush.
Canadian. So there was a Canadian like We Are the World kind of thing the other day. I saw.
Yes. Celine Dion, Justin Bieber, like Drake.
You can
like
keep
everybody.
Justin Bieber.
And Drake. And Celine
No,
Dion.
I love Drake. Me and Drake are friends.
Are you?
And Celine Dion. I don't like her.
I like Drake.
Do
Celine
you-
Dion.
Have you, through your career, Tay, have you ever met like a celebrity that like you were their perfect match for, like that they were a fan or anything like that?
I've met a lot of celebrities that were. My DMs are full like bras, okay?
Yes.
So there's a lot of celebrities.
Are those the saved screenshots too?
No, with that stuff I would never like. I will never ever be that
Gotta
girl
keep
that's
it-
on TMZ unless it's for the coach of the New Jersey Devils staring at my tits, which was what went viral. But I will never be on TMZ like outing somebody because like we all have that crush or whatever. Like I would never want to put someone in that position. But let's just say my DMs are full with celebrities a lot.
Who's your celebrity crush?
Honestly, Bradley Cooper, but he's not in my DMs. So that's good news. And
Well, Bradley
also, I
Cooper, if
wouldn't
you're
mind
listening.
Bill Belichick in my DMs, but we know he's too busy coaching amazing football.
He's
So
like
he doesn't have
80.
time for that.
He's like 80 years old. That's kind of
He
fucked
hasn't
up.
gotten a
he's a-
hard on since the 80s.
Stimulate my mind, and my body will
Hey,
follow.
by the way, where did Bill Belichick come from?
From my heart?
Giants.
Yes, from Cleveland, actually.
No, Giants.
Well,
before
Bill
Cleveland.
Parcells. No, he did Bill Parcells, and then he went to Cleveland. I know. And he left the Jets with a nice, was it Cleveland or the Jets that he left that note on a napkin?
I think that was the Jets.
Yeah. Goodbye. Basically, I'm leaving
what?
you. Bye. He's so cold. I love it.
He is a
He's
cold
so-
motherfucker.
He's a cold motherfucker.
Yeah.
Can't have feelings in football.
Do anything to win.
So we've noticed you like bouncing your boobs here a lot. What
Really?
other, like-
I didn't even notice, Dan.
What other-
that's
I
what
weird.
should stop.
What's a hidden
It's-
talent
Don't
that you have
stop.
that people don't know about?
Besides cooking,
Well, they know now.
believe it or not, in an impatient world, when it's really tough, I have a lot of patience. So that is a quality that I have
Patience.
that
Patience is a virtue.
most people don't. For a reason, right? It's very difficult, but you've got to always put yourself in other people's shoes and treat people how you would want to be treated. And I mean that, and not just because I'm Canadian, polite, AAA. It's because I'm really.
You hear that, Jay?
Okay.
Treat me like you would want to treat yourself.
I do.
That's a
I
segue.
shame
to,
myself too.
like,
But please spare my liver.
I'm going to segue that into the sexual part. A hidden talent is that I am great with tongue. I am very good at my favorite thing to do ever, which is blowjobs.
Blowjob. See?
I love to give head, so it's a thing. So like, like most girls, you know, that girls that say they like to give head and then they're terrible at it, don't. Because if they like to give head, they would be good at it. It's just
Right.
if you do it, if you like it, you'll just like I love what I do for a living, and I'm fucking great at it. So it's because I love it. So do what you love, guys.
Do you find that
Do what you love, girls.
there's an art form to it? Have you developed it over the years, or were you just naturally gifted?
What tips would you give Jay on how to give good head?
I am naturally gifted, but I would say don't forget the balls, but also don't suck the balls like a vacuum.
Yeah, you can't pop those
Like,
things
no.
like that.
Guy wants both balls being slurped up by, like, that's not fucking
Don't
fun.
pop the balls.
Don't pop the balls.
Don't pop the balls. Lick. Take your time. I always say take your time with it. Show them.
And
lick the tip. Lick the tip. Give it. Balls to tip.
And what
Balls
advice
to
would you give the receiver of said head to make sure that his partner was like the most comfortable and like wanted to continue doing it?
Grab her hair. Grab her hair.
I mean, should you shave your balls? Is that like a given? Like,
Hygiene. Look, I don't want hair in my mouth. Okay, look, I'm Arabic, but I'm very not hairy.
Okay.
But don't keep it clean down there. No one wants a bristle. Just like you guys don't want to eat pussy and get your tongues cut on our bristle, right? Keep it nice and clean. If you have a little piece of hair, a patch of hair there, keep it tidy. Because the last thing you want is us to be in the middle of giving you this amazing blowjob and be like, hold on a second. Right? No one wants that.
It's distracting.
see, there you go, Dan.
Well, don't.
The Bill the Cat sound.
People always think that because I'm like, I guess because the glasses and the Canadian thing, they think like I don't get dirty. I love getting dirty, but for the right person, I'll get super dirty. Like, let's do it. Like,
Wait.
Would that right person happen to have had cancer and be Lebanese?
And like maple syrup.
I see where this is going.
But he is a Yankee fan though, so
Yeah, that's okay.
That's okay.
Yeah, we can.
With baseball, I love the Blue Jays.
and
what I mean?
he thinks that Tom Brady's cute.
He's dreamy. He's got soft hands.
Only if my dog goes.
Oh my god.
So, yeah, I don't even.
Dan, you're for the first time you're speechless.
Well, no, I'm just watching this love affair between the two of you guys
She does
develop.
drum rolls. I like this.
I play the drums. I motorboat. So.
Can you play like a song on him, like "We Will Rock You"?
See,
That's not even "We Will Rock You." But
that's okay. I like
Yeah,
it.
it is.
boom. No, it's like boom, 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 boom.
Oh God, I was doing the We Will Rock You part.
The interlude.
Okay, well, all right. I don't want to.
Ready? And a 1, and a 2, and a 3.
Wait, which one? Okay.
I like that one has a different sound than the other one.
It does.
Yeah, it's like bongos.
Well, not all boobs are the same size, guys.
That's very true.
Yes.
They're not.
Ow.
Oh man,
Y'all
Now my
can't
fans
have.
are gonna be
seriously.
like, why are your tits bruised up, Taylor?
Who is
I
it?
thought
We
you were
had
single.
triple
we,
J's.
we had Christy Canyon on the other day, and she had come on after doing like some webcam show, and she couldn't get the guy's name that she wrote across her tits off in time for our show. So she had she just
It's Sharpie, like
and
I
she had
love you or something
some
on
dude's
there.
name. She should have charged him extra.
Dude, this week is just like a tentacular week.
It is. Well, if
'Cause
there's one thing that
we had Alexis Fox on the other day. We got Phoenix Marie coming on tomorrow night.
one thing we've learned is
I love Phoenix Marie. You tell Phoenix, she is my crush. I told her herself. I said, I can't wait to fuck you one day. I think she is so sexy.
You don't
I've
fuck.
always
You
loved her.
don't fuck Phoenix. Phoenix fucks you.
I will bet
Phoenix
her.
scares the
Bet
shit
her.
out of me.
Sure. She can fuck me right whatever way she wants. Phoenix can fuck me.
I will
You let
tell.
her know.
I have told her this. She scares the fucking shit out of me.
Yeah, she's like that. That's what I love about her, though.
It's just because of
But it's like Match.com right now. You can match me up with Phoenix.
we can be love makers, Dan. Matchmakers. You see this? Speed dating, EXXXOTICA.tv style.
Jay's there. No, you're mine.
Don't take her from me.
You're mine. Remember that time we bonded over having cancer?
Stop it, Dan.
Dan,
You're
Dan, don't be
mine.
jealous. Don't be jealous.
I'm
You,
not,
you
okay,
can
happy.
have you can
You're
have your
okay.
own.
I'm happy for you.
Okay, thank you.
I'm happy for the both of you.
We're gonna ride off into the sunset eating our mashed cauliflower.
mash.
Yeah, and 5 pounds of meat.
And
So
fiber.
ultimately, it's
See,
Jay,
3 hours later.
Jay's a meat and potato kind of guy.
I am.
Well, speaking of meat, let's do it.
All right.
So, all right.
So this is like a SpongeBob episode, like 3 hours later.
Ooh, it's hot, it's hot. Yes, 3 hours later on an island.
Don't make him pretend here.
Let's see
Look,
it.
nice mitts.
All right.
She's so excited.
Some like it hot, guys. So this is the
Wait, so
ultimately this is the end result.
Look at that.
Wait,
sweet.
how many fucking prime ribs you got there?
Oh,
Like, what,
this
you
girl
feeding the
does
whole
not
neighborhood?
fuck around, man.
This is a 5 pound, like one of my titties. It's 5 pound prime rib.
Yo,
All right.
look at that thing.
She's going
Now-
nuts for
That
prime
woman
rib.
knows how to handle a meat stick.
She's gonna be eating prime rib for like the next month.
I know.
I'm eating that'll last me like a day and a half. That's it. Also,
Well, you got the
give
other
her-
one,
I
'cause
saved-
we all know that's
gotta
the big
save
pretend
one
prime
for my dogs. You know.
Oh, wait a
That's to
second.
make her-
Do the dogs get like their own slice of this thing?
Absolutely. I bake for my dogs. Like, I love to give them a good piece of meat. So, here's our meat. Let's do it like we should. Okay, where's that? All right. So,
Good chef knife.
yeah.
That's called a chef knife, Jay.
Sweet knife.
I'm educating Jay here a little bit.
Oh, that's called a knife?
Jay.
Thanks, Dan. Thanks for
A
filling me
chef
in.
knife. A chef knife.
Oh,
Jay.
shit. Put it
Never
down.
trust an Arab with a knife.
Seriously.
Just kidding. Or a rock. But anyway.
I can say that because I'm Lebanese, Dan.
And I can
Or
say that
or
because I'm
credit
Arab.
card.
Wait, let me cut it this way. It's better. So, we want to get all of...
Don't cut your boob.
Oh, man.
Nope. See that pink, guys?
Look at that
Ooh,
wrist
it's
action.
so juicy.
That looks fucking good.
Yeah, who's
I
hungry,
gotta say,
baby?
nothing against
Who
April
the-
O'Neil or Brandy
Oh,
Love,
yeah.
but this is
Did I
more.
just say y'all? Where am I from? So I'm cutting some meat for you guys. We'll put it on a plate. It's up to you guys if you like horseradish or not. I don't really like to be like dying in my mouth of pain, but let me take a little au jus from. So there's veggies too, guys. Okay.
Au jus, Jay, not a Jew. I could say that.
Yeah.
Yes, you can say
You're
that.
as much Jewish as I am Lebanese, so
Do you ever have Lebanese food, Jay?
I have.
What is the Lebanese like? What is the big Lebanese?
The
dish?
gnarly one is called kibba. And
What the fuck is that?
Kibbeh.
It's kibba. It's raw hamburg. Oh, look!
Yeah. Oh.
Look at that! Look at that tasty
That looks
meat.
good. That's some good shit.
Make sure you guys, when you eat your meat, you get all.
Oh, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Let the
I
juice
get prime rib.
flow.
I get prime rib, man. I get the end cut because you got to get that nice bark on it.
Oh,
It's like
that's-
dripping down your chin.
Oh my god!
Make sure you swallow.
Make sure you chew. Don't talk with your mouth full.
No, you can talk with meat in your mouth. And she's still dancing. Like
Dude, she's like fucking. She's happy, man.
she's not afraid.
That's a fine piece of meat.
That meat just melts in my mouth.
So we got some prime rib and cauliflower mash, Jay.
Oh man, you know what?
Here at Fork U.
this has
we stepped
been
up our Fork. We stepped up our Fork U game.
this has been an educational process, my friend.
Yes, look at that.
That's some fucking shit.
It's a good. I'm just gonna. You know what? Why don't I just like?
Oh, yeah.
That's like going Flintstone on that shit.
Look at that fat. Oh yeah.
So was that when you used to do a lot of stuff as a BBW? Like was a big thing of like people wanting you to eat for them?
Yeah, that was my favorite part. I'm gonna eat and get paid for it. Like,
Look at this.
Fantastic.
I gotta move us just so that we can get the actual like view of this. Oh man. That's like three.
I like that, ladies. Take your time with it. Mm.
Dan,
So, Jay.
I don't know where you go from here.
See, Jay's usually like we go somewhere, and I could pretty much tell you like breakfast is going to be eggs Benedict, or an omelet if they don't have that, right? Lunch is going to be pizza every fucking time.
Who cares about this?
Hold on, and then for dinner, Jay's always it's either going to be a turkey club with sweet potato fries or a hamburger with French fries.
Thank you very much.
Cheeseburger.
Listen,
Make
after
sure you get a good mouthful, guys.
after
Jay's not a
watching
steak guy.
after Tay watching Tay eat that thing, I don't know. My eating habits may change.
And you swallow it down with greatness. A nice drink.
So what is that? Soda?
Spiked soda.
Like soda.
It's that
Dan,
little-
see, she's a girl after your own heart too.
Something else to come out of Canada that's really good.
Ah, Crown Royal.
Actually, I drink Bacardi, but sometimes I have a shot of Crown to remind myself how Canadian I am.
Are you
It's the best.
well stocked up for the quarantine? Are you in it for the long
Oh,
haul?
yeah.
Okay, good.
I've been stocked.
Yeah.
That's the first thing.
Are liquor stores there essential business?
Yes.
Yes.
What about weed? What about dispensaries?
I was pissed off because they closed dispensaries and they said it wasn't an essential service.
Fuck
but
those
now
fucking savages.
But now they've opened it up so it's curbside pickup.
Yeah.
But I mean, I only really smoked weed when I was sick with cancer and I needed to get an appetite. But I don't, here and there, I'll smoke some weed. And I'm like, how can you take away how can you take away weed, which is a medical marijuana, but you're going to leave booze? But I don't want to see a bunch of people without booze around the streets because we'd all be dead by now. So.
Yeah, no, it'd be an ugly place to live for sure.
Yes.
So Tay, remind us how people can find more about you. You are the ultimate online connoisseur, so I know that there's 1.5 million places. Yes. So on my Twitter, it's twitter.com. I hate having to say that, but my Twitter is @TayStevens, so twitter.com/TayStevens. My Instagram, since the first, I have two, Instagram.com/TayStevens2. So is that for when they take one down? You still have the other one?
Well, they took TayStevens2. Somebody took TayStevens1. I don't know who the hell that was. And then I finally got my TayStevens2 back. And now I have also my backup, which is Instagram.com/TheTaylorStevens. But most importantly, the two best places that are on fire right now is my live camwithtay.com. That is, I'm there every day, all day, 80 hours a week, so we can have fun together. And then my onlyfans.com/TayStevens. That's on fire right now. My fans get exclusive content. It is super good over there. Super duper.
I just realized, like, her boobs are just, like, basically props. Like, it's just for her hands to do stuff. Like, slash.
I love them.
It's all around.
Play drums.
It's all encompassing, yes.
Yes, onlyfans.com/TayStevens.
This TayStevens girl has everything figured out, man. She's got it all figured out.
I can cook.
Well, Tay,
I can please you.
And she's Jay's future ex-wife.
Yeah, she very well may be. How do you feel about moving to Philadelphia?
Not a chance. There's no Philly special happening there.
All
Okay?
right, fine.
But Jay,
fine.
you're a Bernie fan, so you can move up to Canada and get socialized medicine and all that.
That's true. You know what?
We do have free healthcare, but
after November, I might need to. Well, Tay, I want to say thank you for joining us.
You know what, Tay? I want to say thank you too.
Yeah, Dan, don't steal my thunder.
Are you guys Canadian? You're being so polite.
I know.
I'm fucking Jersey.
This has been one of the most entertaining and educational episodes that we've had. I think I might like cauliflower mash now. Although I don't think I'll have anybody cook it with as big of boobs as you do. So. You know, we'll see how that goes, but thank you for joining us, and we hope to have you on. Listen, we got all kinds of other stuff going on Exotica TV that we'd love to get you involved with. So
and it holds meat.
And it's a holder for anything. You hold your cell phone in there, you hold your car keys.
Do you know how much crumbs I find later at the end of the night? I'm like, oh, that's what I ate today.
It's like you rest like a beer can there. It's man.
Think of the possibilities.
I've been going about this all wrong.
Jay, you know what? Jay just might finding himself buying a set.
Yeah, no, I think I just found myself.
Just for himself.
Well, thank you so much, Tay.
You guys have been so much fun. It's such a nice change.
And for my loving co-host.
My loving co-host.
Thank you, guys. It's so nice to talk to people and have fun that are not psychotic.
Hey.
Or calling me mom. So that's good.
Hey, don't worry. We'll be those trolls later for you.
Yeah. I'll be like Lebanese guy 69 on camwithtay.com.
Right.
I'll be at rollingandpoop.com.
It was you. I knew it was you. All right. Well, Tay, thank you again. For Dan, this guy over here, Jay.
For Jay,
this guy right here.
This guy right here.
Thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of Fork You on Exotica TV.
Wash your hands.
Remember to wash your hands. Be safe. Dan?
Oh, be sexy. Oh, Canada, my home and native land.
We'll catch you guys on the flip side.
Bye.